One thing the Raider offense will have going for it is the fact that Rice Lake's leading tackler this season, they're a very good linebacker that goes both ways, fullback as well as linebacker. Dalton Drost is out injured tonight, so he'll watch this one as we are underway for Puglon Field. Kind of a squibbed kick, picked up Jacob Dalton on the bounce. Dalton across the 40, and it falls across the 45 to the 46-yard line. 18-yard return. Raiders will start 1st and 10 from their 46.
We want to thank each and every one of you for joining us on this Friday night, week number 7 of our 9-week season. Coming in with a very solid 5-1 record, and one of 4 teams sitting atop, tied for first place in the Big Rivers Conference.
What a logjam!
What a logjam! And pennant race is a baseball term, but it's really a pennant race, and we're in the home stretch here, and this is going to go a long way towards determining championship here tonight.
Something we haven't seen, at least as the players approach the line of scrimmage. 2 running backs in the backfield, Danielson the deep back. And it's a straight keep for Helterbrand. He picks his way across the right side of the line, gets out across the 48 before he's taken down, picks up 3 on the play, 2nd and 7 coming.
And they've ran that play to great success all season long, right away from week 1. And Kaiser Helterbrand, when this is all said and done, is going to have over 2,000 yards combined through the air and on the ground.
Quick slant was complete, but flags and a whistle blow the play dead, and it looked like maybe Hudson moved a little early on that one.
And Joe, what were we talking about in the pregame? How penalties slow us down.
False start there on Hudson will bring 2nd and 12. It looked like couple receivers broke just before the snap of the ball. That quick slant, those quick hitters, very successful last week against Menominee. Obviously part of the game plan here tonight against Rice Lake as Danielson goes in motions. They swing it out. Sage Lewis with a Hudson first down as he runs out of bounds in Rice Lake territory at the 40. That's a gain of 17. So a first down for the Raiders. Sage Lewis, very impressive running the ball earlier in the season. Haven't seen a whole lot of him since, but he'll stay on the field here, 1st and 10 from the Rice Lake 40. Lewis, just a sophomore. Handoff, Danielson running from that tailback position. Usually lines up as a wingback, and Danielson just kind of right up the middle. Down to the 38-yard line for a gain of 2. He's been very limited in this offense the last couple of weeks. And as John mentioned, Hudson will look to get him a little bit more involved. He'll take the option pitch. Danielson, 35, drags a would-be tackler across the 30 before he's driven backwards. Hanging on for dear life to make that tackle was Tyson Tomish. But that is a first down run for Danielson on a gain of 9. So a couple first downs here early for the Raiders. They're driving and they're at the line. They're ready to go. 1st and 10 from the Warrior 29-yard line. Quick pass. Danielson on the reception. Tried to cut in. Runs through a tackle and dives ahead to the 20. They'll spot him at the 21-yard line, a gain of 8 for Danielson. And, boy, what John Wecken calls for something, people say, yes, we'll jump. How high? Danielson already with 3 touches in this one. Option pitch. It's on the ground. Danielson bobbled it. He'll fall on it back at the 26-yard line. That's a loss of 5 on the play. So that'll set up 3rd and 7 here. First 3rd down attempt for the Raiders this evening. 3rd downs were very difficult for them to convert the last couple of weeks up in Superior, and then again the last week at home against Menominee. Three receivers left. Pump fake. Pass caught by Carls. Carls weaves his way inside the 20. He's inside the 15, and Carls is inside the 10. He sets up 1st and goal for the Raiders A gain of 17 converts the third down and moves the chains. Ben Carl's the leading receiver this season for Hudson. In motion, handoff. Hunter Lutkins on the carry, and Lutkins is inside the 5. He's down to the 4, gain of 5 for Lutkins. Sets up 2nd and goal for Hudson. Miller goes in motion. They'll run the option right. Pitch, Danielson, and he's hitting the backfield and it dropped. Lost back to the 7, so 3rd and goal now for the Raiders. Pearson Carl's near side. Look out on the blitz. Hilterbrand gets away. Flags come in as Hilterbrand is taken down inside the 5. But 2 flags came in as Hilterbrand got away from the blitzing Aiden Ferguson, who, boy, I thought he had them all wrapped up, but Hilterbrand able to get away from that. And we'll see what the flag is. And it is a personal foul, face mask call against Rice Lake. So that'll provide Hudson with an extra down here and a goal-to-go situation. They'll mark it halfway to the goal line. That sets the ball inside the 3. It remains 3rd down, so 3rd and goal from just inside the 4 for Hudson. Straight keep, Hilterbrand tries the left side, pushes toward the goal line. He's in, touchdown Hudson. 3-yard run for Kaiser Hilterbrand. And the Raiders strike first, an impressive opening drive that chews up 3 minutes and 38 seconds, resulting in Hilterbrand's 12th rushing touchdown of the season. And now Dan Zulli on to attempt the point after for the Raiders. Snap is good, the hold is down, and the kick is good. 8:22 to play in the opening quarter. It's Hudson 7 and Rice Lake nothing. So the Raiders, an impressive opening drive. They started with good field position. After a short kickoff, a nice return by Jacob Dalton. They drive 55 yards for an opening touchdown. Of course, the last time the Warriors played here at Puglawn Field, over 100 points were put on the board, and River Falls came out of here a 61-44 victor. Zulli's kick short, taken at the 18. And out across the 30, right about the 30-yard line is where the Warriors will start. And get ready, hang on to your seats, folks. This is an impressive Warrior offense. Warriors defending Division III state champions. And they can light it up. They'll come at you a whole lot of different ways. They run the wing tee. They got wing backs on both sides. Torlin Hubbard is the setback. The Clairvaux twins are the wing backs. That's Marquez in motion. They fake. Well, they gave it to Hubbard, and I will be doing that frequently tonight, wondering exactly where that ball is. Hubbard is the ball carrier, and he's advances it out to the 34-yard line. Give him 3 on the carry, sets up 2nd and 7. Peyton Buckley, the senior captain quarterback for Rice Lake, can get it done on the ground as well as through the air. Again, Marquez in motion. This time Buckley keeps, pitch back. Clairvaux turns upfield, 35-40, and runs out of bounds. With a Warrior first down, they'll spot him out at the Warrior 45-yard line. That's a gain of 11 for Marquez Clairvaux and a first down for Rice Lake. Lots of motion, lots of ball fakes. It will be important tonight for the Raider defense to be very disciplined. This time Dieris. Clairvaux in motion, handoff. Hubbard right up the middle, and he is into Hudson territory. He gets to the 48-yard line. That's a gain of 7. Quentin Bates, the tackle for Hudson. Buckley, the quarterback, is the leading rusher, but not too far behind him. 4 different Warrior runners have gained over 300 yards this season on the ground, so you just don't know exactly who's going to be coming at you as Hubbard takes it within a yard of a first down, 3rd and about a foot here for the Warriors. Dieris Clairvaux in motion. Doesn't get the Raiders to jump, so Warriors will reset. Handoff, Hubbard. And he's got the first down as he breaks free. And Jacob Dalton takes him out of bounds inside the Hudson 30. They'll spot it at the Raider 28-yard line. That is an 18-yard gain for Torlin Hubbard and another first down for Rice Lake. 1st and 10 now from the Raider 28-yard line. Of course, when these two teams play, both teams like to run the ball quite a bit. That tends to keep the clock moving. As we're already down to 6.5 to play in the opening quarter. Handoff. This is a Marquez Clairvaux, and the Marquez is taken down. Slowing them down was Max Reynolds coming up and finishing off the play. Cody Sika leading the way. Gain of 2 for Marquez. 2nd and 8 for Rice Lake. Receiver each way, almost purely for show in this Warrior offense. And boy, no place to go that time for Hubbard. Alonzo Madsom had them all wrapped up. Torrin Phillips there as well for the Raiders. Perhaps a short loss. We'll call it no gain on the play. And it'll be 3rd and 8 for Rice Lake. As John mentioned, other games in the conference this week. River Falls is at Chippewa Falls. Eau Claire North taking on Memorial in the Battle of Eau Claire. 3rd and 8, Buckley to pass, swings it out, caught by Marquez Clairvaux toward the stripe, and he's got a first down, nearly got out of that tackle. But Jacob Dalton holds on, or check that. Tackle on the far side by Rocco Hoopert, but the chains do move. First down Warriors as Buckley will do that often. Just quick passes out into the flat to the Clairvaux boys. That one to Marquez, good for 12, and moves the chains for Rice Lake. Buckley keeps, turns it upfield. Got through the first tackle and then is taken down. Good form tackle from Easton Belland. Drove him backwards, but Buckley picks up 5 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 5, Rice Lake. Buckley pitches it out. There's Clairvaux, 10. He's inside the 5. He is to the goal line and in. Touchdown, Rice Lake. First carry of the night for Dieris Clairvaux, and he finds pay dirt, and the Warriors are within a point. And they do not trust the kicking game here in Rice Lake. Warriors will go for 2. They have attempted extra points, but they've only hit on about half of them this season. So if you're going to convert half your 2-point conversions, it's just like kicking the extra point anyway. As Buckley keeps, and he's got nowhere to go. Taken down very nicely. Conversion no good. Your score, Hudson 7, Rice Lake 6. We'll be back after these messages. Again, a squibbed kickoff, big bounce going up high for that. Danielson stiffed arm his blocker out of the way, but the Warriors converge quickly there, and Danielson taken down at the 27-yard line. Both teams move downfield very easily on their first possessions. You kind of start to get a sense that this one may result with whoever has the ball last will likely have an opportunity and probably will win this one. 7-6 Raiders as they start with 3 receivers right. Fake the handoff to Miller. Hilterbrand on the keep, and Hilterbrand leans ahead and picks up 2 out to the 29-yard line. So Hudson trying to get that run game established, as they have had difficulty running it the last couple of weeks. We've seen a few different looks. Danielson in motion, jet sweep for him. He turns upfield 30, 35. He's got a Hudson first down as he spun down at the 40-yard line. A gain of 11 for Cole Danielson and a first down for Hudson. Danielson already 5 rushes here tonight. Not sure that he had that many the entire week last week against Menominee. Oh, knocked down, and kind of thinking maybe he should have intercepted that one was Keith Bleckinger. Incomplete pass brings up 2nd and 10 for Hudson. First incompletion tonight as Kaiser Hilterbrand has started to 3 for 4 for 42 yards. Here we see 2 running backs, another pass. This one caught and hit immediately as Charlie Pierce. Forward progress has him at the 49-yard line, so a pitch and catch of 8 yards for Pierce sets up 3rd and a very manageable 2 here for the Raiders. Raiders with 3 in the backfield along with Hilterbrand. They'll run the pitch near side. Danielson first down as he tiptoes down the sideline and taken out of bounds at the Rice Lake 46-yard line. That's a gain of 5. That is a Hudson first down. Raiders 2 for 3 now on those 3rd down conversions. First down, Hilterbrand pulls it back, fakes the pitch, cuts upfield. Hilterbrand is tripped up by the ankle. Reaching out was Tyson Tomish, but not until Hilterbrand had picked up 13 and another Raider first down. First and 10 from the 34-yard line. Hilterbrand the fake. Wants to go for it all. Deep downfield and just overshoots Ben Carls, who had a step and a half on the defender. Trailing defensively there was Peyton Buckley. Several of these Warrior players do play on both sides of the ball. Buckley that time in the coverage, but pass about a yard overthrown. And again, tough to judge tonight with a very, very stiff west wind. Game time temperature was 47 degrees. Delayed handoff. Dancing out to the left. Danielson tackled by Marquez Clairvaux after a gain of 5. So 3rd and 5 now for the Raiders. Time ticking down, 2:15 to play in the opening quarter. McDevitt checks out for the Raiders. Sage Lewis checks back in. Pearson, Danielson near side. Lewis and Carls to the far side. Halfback pass, and it is overshot. Oh, Danielson had Carls wide open on that one and just failed to connect with him. First time we've seen that one tonight. So Adam Cowell's going into the bag of tricks. Had it dialed up right, but just couldn't quite connect on that pass. Incompletion brings up 4th and 5 for the Raiders in no man's land there near the 30. An easy call to go for it here for Hudson. Straight drop, Helterbrand with time, guns it over the middle, intended for Carls. Peyton Buckley there defensively. Made sure Carls was not going to come down with it, and the Raiders turn it over on downs. Something that they did. They went for 7 4th downs last week against Menominee, converting on 3 of them, so turned it over on downs 4 times last week and do so here on their second possession of tonight's game. So the Warriors will start 1st and 10, just shy of their 30-yard line. Raiders lead at 7-6, minute 51 left to play in the opening quarter. The pitch. De'Aris Clairvaux turns upfield. 40, ran past a tackler and is bumped out of bounds. But not until he is out to the 45-yard line, a gain of 15 yards for De'Aris Clairvaux. First down for Rice Lake. You can't coach speed. And the Clairvaux boys have that up here in Rice Lake, to be sure. It looked as though he might be caught there in the backfield, but simply outran the defense to the corner. Marquez Clairvaux takes the pitch, looking for the corner near side, and he is going to be taken out of bounds. Was able to turn it up, but run down by Torrin Phillips. A gain of 3 on the play. We'll bring up 2nd and, well, give him 4. 2nd and 6 here for Rice Lake. Rice Lake has enjoyed success to the outside. They've tried the middle a few times with limited success. De'Aris in motion. Handoff Hubbard. And Hubbard is stuffed. Sika came out with the football, but it was after Hubbard had been declared down as he fought his way into Hudson territory. Moves it from 49 to 49. A gain of 2 sets up 3rd and a long 3 here for the Warriors. De'Aris in motion, handoff Hubbard right up the middle. He's got the first down. He is to the Hudson 40-yard line. They'll spot it at the 39. First down. Jonah Becken with the tackle for Hudson. So 1st and 10 Warriors from the Raider 39. We dip under a minute to play here in the opening quarter. Fast-moving quarter, an entertaining to boot. Glad to have you along with us, whether you're watching from your living room or one of our fine partners in one of the local Hudson establishments. Glad to have you along with us as Peyton Buckley runs the option and picks his way inside the 35 to about the 33, a gain of 6 for Buckley. And again, glad to have you along with us, whether or not you are watching Hudson Broadcast, where we are currently having some technical difficulties, or if you're watching on the River Channel, Channel 15 back in Hudson. As soon as we figure out the technical difficulties, love to hear from you. We'll dig into that Hudson mailbag, give you some score updates from elsewhere in the Big Rivers Conference as Buckley swings it out. He has his man, and De'Aris Clairvaux. He is hit immediately, but he's got enough for a first down at the Hudson 27-yard line. And that will take us to the end of quarter number 1 with your score. Hudson 7, Rice Lake 6. We'll be back after these messages. We begin the second quarter, a handoff. Marquez Clairvaux around the right side, and he's going to be very close to another Rice Lake first down. As he gets inside the 20, they're going to spot it at the 18. It'll be second and a yard from there for the Warriors. Both teams scored a touchdown on their first possession. Hudson turned it over on downs at the Rice Lake 30. And the Warriors driving in the red zone here on their second possession. And yeah, we're already in the second quarter. Possessions are at a premium in this game, as they usually are between these two teams. John talked about what a great rivalry this has developed into. Handoff Hubbard, and he's dragging a couple guys inside the 15 for a first down. Quentin Bates, Alonzo Madsen finally do combine to bring him down, but not until he's to the 12. First and 10 Warriors from the Raider 12-yard line. Marquez Clairvaux takes the pitch, trying to get to that corner, turns upfield. He's inside the 10, taken out at the 7-yard line. A gain of 5 for Clairvaux. It'll be 2nd and 5, ball at the Hudson 7. They spot the ball at the 6, so a gain of 6. 2nd and 4 from there. Wide receivers come out. We'll see a little bit more of a jumbo tightly package here from Rice Lake. Handoff, Hubbard up the middle. Hubbard fighting for the goal line, and he is in. Touchdown, Rice Lake. 6-yard run for Torian Hubbard. That is his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. Both Clairvaux boys, Torian Hubbard, Peyton Buckley, all of them over 300 yards rushing on the season. 7 individuals have rushed for over 100 yards this season. Buckley wanted to throw for 2, runs out of an ankle tackle, just throws one up into the end zone, and it is knocked down, incomplete. So once again, the conversion is no good. And your new score reads Rice Lake 12, Hudson 7. With 10:43, as you can see right there on your screen, 10:43 left to play in the second quarter. Rice Lake's finest carries the flag back and forth in front of the happy home crowd. Great crowd here, homecoming week. Seniors were introduced prior to tonight's kickoff as well, introduced with their parents. And we'll see how Hudson can respond now, trailing for the first time tonight. Tyson Tomish will put the ball back in play. His kickoffs have been very short. Hudson has had a decent starting field position each time they have had the ball here this evening. Line drive kick's going to come all the way back. Danielson from the 15, up the middle. Tried to cut out to the left, but he is taken down by Jamian Frazier. Frazier only 150 pounds on that 6'2" frame, but put a good wrapping hit on the 6', 200-pound Cole Danielson to take him down. And Hudson will start 1st and 10 from their 27-yard line. Again, we see 2 running backs in the formation. Hilterbrand fakes, going long, intended for Carls, and again overthrown. Bradley Hackle in coverage for Rice Lake. And Carls again. Had a good step and a half on the defender, but this ball overthrown by just a couple of yards. Sage Lewis in motion. He'll take the pitch. Lewis turns upfield. He's got a Hudson first down. He stood up and finally knocked backwards, but he's out to the 39-yard line. Gain of 12 for Sage Lewis and a first down for Hudson. A lot of room there for Lewis on that run. Showed some good patience, just kind of let the blocks on the edge develop and then took what he could get. Took kind of a punishing hit. That was Carter Waite that finally knocked him to the turf. Handoff on a little counter play, and David Miller across the 40 out to the 41. Give him 2 on the carry. It'll be 2nd and 8, Hudson. Carter Waite is in there as the middle linebacker as Peyton Buckley makes a great tackle on Sage Lewis. A gain of 1 for Lewis. It'll be 3rd and 7. I was going to say Carter Waite, the replacement for the injured Dalton Drost for Rice Lake. Drost, the team's leading tackler from that middle linebacker position, and Waite so far filling in pretty nicely. 3rd and 7 for the Raiders. Couple receivers to the left. Carls comes in motion. He runs the crossing route. Helterbrand scrambling, being chased back there by Radlord, and runs away from that. And now he's going to try to run for the first down. He stiffs-arm a man, and he is to the midfield stripe. He's got a Hudson first down all by himself. Kaiser Helterbrand gains 8 on the play to move the chains for Hudson. It'll go down in the books as an 8-yard rush, but for all the scrambling he did and moving back and forth, ran at least a good 35 to 40 to gain those 8. So a fresh set of downs for the Raiders as we close in on the 9-minute mark of quarter number 2. Lutkins in motion, wanting to throw, now running out of the pocket again. A little dumping all by himself out there as Danielson kind of stumbled, hit at the 35, and he'll be taken down at the 34. A gain of 16 for the Raiders and another Raider first down at the Warrior 34-yard line. So back-to-back plays of improvisation from Kaiser Helterbrand, scrambling for 8, dumping one off for 16. The option pitch comes to Danielson. He cuts up. Danielson spins, absorbed a hit, didn't go down, and then falls ahead to close to the 25. Give him 9 on the carry. It'll be 2nd down and short. A short 2 here for Hudson. Little pass, it is caught. First down, spinning his way has been Carls, and Carls is inside the 20. They'll spot him at the 16-yard line. That's a gain of 10. Again, the chains move as the Raiders picking up chunks of yardage on this drive. Very important going against this Rice Lake team to finish drives. They were unable to the last time they had possession, and find themselves trailing for the first time in this ball game as we dip under 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Pierce came in motion, straight keep. Helterbrand, flag flies as Helterbrand darts inside the 10, but we'll see what the flag is. Seemed to be a little bit of confusion as to where Pierce should be lining up there. And here's the call from our lead official. And an illegal shift called on Hudson. will take away what was a nice run from Hilterbrand. So instead of a second and short from inside the 10, the 5-yard penalty will bring the ball back to the Rice Lake 21-yard line. And it's 1st and 15 from there for Hudson. Danielson comes into the backfield. A pass toward the left corner, and it is, as flags come flying in, the pass incomplete. And this one certainly looks like it should be on Rice Lake, as the defensive back just kind of ran into the receiver there as the ball was coming in. And it is pass interference on the defense. So penalties on both teams. It still is first down. And I believe this should be a 10-yard mark-off. The ball was on the 21. It should get placed on the 11 here and be 1st and 5 Hudson. We'll see what the Zebras come up with. And that's what it is, 1st and 5 for the Raiders. Danielson, the deep back in this 3-back set that we hadn't seen until this week. Lewis in motion. And he was down. Hilterbrand with the low snap. Picked it up with a knee on the ground, so that backs the Raiders up just inside the 15-yard line, where it will be second. We'll call it 8 from the 14. Swung out to Danielson. Stutter step at the 10. Tried to cut inside, and he is gang tackled. Shy of the first down. He's inside the 9. It looks like they'll mark it probably right at the 9. So 3rd and 3 for Hudson. Mentioned earlier, Rice Lake does not trust the kicking game, so you can't trade field goals. Rice Lake won't be kicking them. 3rd and 3, high snap, handoff. Miller tries to go out to the left, caught by the ankle. Ran out of that, and then he is close to the first down marker. Looks like he should have it as David Miller almost tripped up in the backfield, able to run through the ankle tackle, and he's got a first down at the 5. 1st and goal Raiders from the Warrior 5. Quickly to the line comes Hudson. Pitch, Danielson inside the 5, and he steps into the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Hudson. And the Raiders go back up on top. It's 13-12. Dan Azuli on to attempt the extra point. Snap good. Zuli's kick is 2. 6:27 to play in the first half. Your new score, Hudson 14, Rice Lake 12. Folks, we'll be back after this. Dan Zuli set to kick it off for Hudson as the Raiders have regained the lead. 14-12 our score. High end over end kick. D'Aris Clairvaux from the 10 right up the middle of the field. Busts up the seam. Clairvaux down the sideline, and he's going to run away from everybody. Sika giving chase, but D'Aris Clairvaux, a 90-yard touchdown return, and the Raiders' lead was very short-lived. Second kickoff return for a touchdown this season by D'Aris Clairvaux. As the Warriors back on top, it's 18-14. That was not a case of the coverage being out of their lanes. That was simply a case of Clairvaux finding a seam right up the middle and exploiting it, and then showing some tremendous speed. Mentioned earlier, you can't coach speed, and here's the 2-point attempt. Rolling. Buckley throws into the end zone, back of the end zone, and incomplete. A great defense that time from Easton Belland, as it was in the receiver's hands, but Belland knocked it out, and again, the conversion is no good. So with 6:13 left to play in the second quarter, your new score now, Rice Lake 18, Hudson 14. We'll be back for the next possession after these messages. We welcome you back to Puglund Field, where Deers Clairvaux, a 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, has given Rice Lake the lead back. It's 18-14. 3 touchdowns to 2, but Warriors have not been able to convert a point after attempt. This is Jacob Dalton on the return. Dalton to the outside. He's into Rice Lake territory and finally taken down at the Warrior 45-yard line. 6:05 to play, quarter number 2, and this has been a fun one, and it usually is between these two teams. It's very entertaining, and until Hudson a couple years ago realized that Kaiser Hilterbrand could throw the ball and throw it very well. Watching these two teams is almost like mirror images. Running the double wing formations, a lot of counter plays. Raiders will air it out. Warriors just flat out have speed to the edges and have been exploiting that all season long. On their way to a 5-1 mark. Right along with Hudson, Menominee, and River Falls. 5-1 overall, 3-1 in the conference. So this is a big game between these two. Again, going deep. Hilterbrand airs it out and just fails to connect. This time it was Charlie Pierce on the fly route. Marquez Clairvaux was trailing. Tyson Tomesh had the coverage for Rice Lake. So Hudson not afraid to air things out here tonight. Pitch goes to Sage Lewis. He's got some room on the left side. And he crosses the 40 down to the 39-yard line. So he picks up 7, and once again, Raiders find themselves in a manageable third down situation, 3rd and 3 from the Warrior 39-yard line. Pierce to the left. Carls to the right. Coming in motion, Danielson. They fake the handoff. It's Hilterbrand. He cuts. He's got the first down, and he's tripped up and dives ahead inside the 30. Tomesh, the ankle tackle. Raiders first down at the 29, and they got to the line in a hurry. We wait for the chains to get set, and now back underway. Hilterbrand near side, cuts it by himself. Hilterbrand runs through a tackle and gets cartwheeled down at the 16-yard line. A gain of 13, another Hudson first down. Braden Verbsky, the tackle for Rice Lake. 1st and 10 from the 16. Handoff, Lewis to the 15. Kind of had to wait as he got to the corner and runs out at the 13-yard line. Gain of 3 for Lewis. Sage Lewis checks out. He is replaced by Matt McDevitt, who lines up wide to the left. Danielson, the deep back. Offset to the right is Miller. Rolling to the right. Hilterbrand looking toward the end zone. Puts on the brakes, running out of options. Now just darts ahead inside the 10. He's inside the 5 down to the 4. First and goal, Raiders from the 4. Under 5 minutes to play in the opening half. Both teams with all 3 timeouts. And again, we see the three-back set here for Hudson. Lewis goes in motion. They run the option. Pitch back. Danielson, and he'll walk into the end zone with a Hudson touchdown, and the Raiders are back on top. And Zulli will attempt the extra point for Hudson to give them a 3-point cushion. Bad snap. Belland pulls up. And now he's going to try to run for it. He is to the goal line, and he is pushed back just shy of that goal line. The conversion is no good. 4:40 to play in the half. Hudson 20 and Rice Lake 18. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Puglawn Field in Rice Lake. As these two teams are putting on a show here tonight. Hudson leading at 20-18, but it's been fun. This time an angled kick. This is Marquez Clairvaux from the 17. He gets hit and then is taken down by Jacob Dalton at the 26-yard line.
Well, Joe, I'm back.
Hi, John. I'd ask where you've been, but you've been right here the whole time, folks. To watch John work behind the scenes, and I know we've had some difficulties here with the stream, but it's been entertaining on the field and in the booth.
Yes, we'll just leave it at that. But we are back on. We've had some different cord issues and had to pull the time clock there at the top of the screen, but we're back on now, and I do apologize. We should be good to go.
Buckley pitches back. It's on the ground, and diving out on it is Marquez Clairvaux, but back at the 19 is where that happens. A loss of 7 for the Warriors. Again, both teams with all 3 timeouts as the clock down to 4:18 and counting to play in this opening half.
Well, Joe, would you expect anything other than a game like this between these two teams with the history we've seen and the 8 years we've covered it? And it's living up to expectations.
Buckley pitches back. This is De'Aris Clairvaux trying to get to the corner, and he is taken down at the 22-yard line. Good pursuit that time. Hoopert was there. Belland got the first hit on him, and Belland a little slow and limping a little bit as he gets up from that one, and now we will get the officials' timeout. So Belland will have to depart the field for one play.
The perils of technology.
Great when it works.
Oh, boy. Anyway. You know, it feels like football weather. You know, you go back to that first game back in, mid-August, and it was so hot and so muggy, it just didn't seem like football. Now it feels and looks like high school football. We're in the latter stages, the last third of the year, 4 teams tied up atop. What better could you ask for on a Friday night?
You know, and came walking up to the field tonight, and the Rice Lake Marching Band is putting on a concert for the fans that arrived early, and here we go, 3rd down, 14 to go. Buckley drops, throws to the right, and it is incomplete off the hands of De'Aris Clairvaux. So it'll be 4th and 14 for the Warriors, and really for one of the few times this year their punt unit comes onto the field. I don't know if this is necessarily accurate. This may be the only the 8th time that Rice Lake has punted this season.
And this is game number 7.
Yeah.
That means the offense is moving the ball.
Tyson Tomish lines up to punt this one away. High kick. Jacob Dalton calls for the fair catch and has to dive ahead to do just that, and he does so at the Raider 47. Once again, Raiders starting good field position, 1st and 10. Ball on their 47-yard line. 3:24 to play here in the second quarter. And now the Raiders an opportunity to perhaps build a little bit of a cushion as these two teams, John, they have just traded it back and forth.
Well, and what's really hurt Rice Lake, obviously, the missed extra points.
Right. Injured Warrior here on that punt. Nolan Rowe comes up and walks to the sideline, something with his right hand. Perhaps dislocated his thumb there, was pointed at a little awkward angle as he came off the field. Raiders 1st and 10 from their 47. Two receivers near side. Coming in motion is Danielson. Fake the handoff, and again, Hilterbrand looking for somebody with all sorts of time. Just dumps it off for Danielson. Danielson trying to pick his way, and he will make it back to the line of scrimmage and maybe even pick up a yard on the play. He was converged upon rather quickly. Victor Jimenez, big 260-pound lineman, takes him down after a yard gain. McDevitt in, Lewis out. Carls and Pierce to the near side. McDevitt. Gone to near side. It is caught. Marquez Clairvaux in the coverage, but Charlie Pierce with the reception at the 44. That's a gain of 8 and brings up 3rd and a yard for Hudson from the Rice Lake 44. Hunter Lutkins now checks in. He's in the slot to the near side. Miller the setback. Lutkins in motion. They fake the handoff to Miller. Hilterbrand right up the middle. He's got a first down and quite a bit more as he reaches out to the 31-yard line. A gain of 13 for Kaiser Hilterbrand. 1st and 10 Raiders as they're on the move again. Once the chains get set, the clock will start. We're at 2:09. Option. Hilterbrand going to keep it himself and maybe pick up something. Did get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down. Clock will continue to run here at 1:54 and counting. I think Hilterbrand might have been a little bit surprised by the room he had there as he was looking to pitch it and realized, well, geez, there is some space there in front of me. Now on 2nd and 10, Hilterbrand steps up in the pocket. Boy, he put the ball out there. He was lucky that one didn't get slapped out of there. As coming in was Keith Bleckinger, and Hilterbrand hangs on to it. He's down to the 27. That's a gain of 4. 3rd and 6. Clock continuing to run. Under 1:20 to play in the half. 3 timeouts for each team remain on the board. Jacob Dalton checks in. He's the tight end on the near side. Ben Carls comes in motion. Hilterbrand to throw. Arcs it near side. A diving attempt by Dalton that comes up empty. It's no good. Incomplete. It'll be 4th and 6 from the 27, and the Raiders offense doesn't budge. They will go for it for the 2nd time tonight. They turned it over on downs the first 4th down attempt that they had. Incomplete pass, stop the clock with 58.5 seconds left. Hudson may call a timeout here and talk things over, and that's exactly what Adam Cowles likes to do. So Hudson burns its first timeout. They've got 2 left. We've got 58.5 left to play in the first half, and we'll be back with that right after this. Welcome back to Puglund Field in Rice Lake, Wisconsin. Fun at the Lund here tonight, 20-18 Raiders. And the Raiders going to go for it here on 4th and 6 from the Warrior 27-yard line. Hilterbrand all sorts of time. He's got Carls. Carls turns it up. He's got the first down, fighting for more yardage, and he falls ahead just shy of the 15-yard line. Big conversion for the Raiders. Clock stops as the chains move. 1st and 10 from the 15. Lewis in motion. Option pitch. Danielson picks his way down the sideline and runs out of bounds inside the 10. And we'll see where they spot it there. Looks like they'll spot it right at the 10. So a gain of 5 for Danielson. 2nd and 5 for Hudson from the 10. Got out of bounds. That stops the clock with 42.8. And again, the three-back formation. Handoff, Lewis, and Lewis is crushed at the 10. Big hit there. Robert Huss, textbook tackle on Sage Lewis, and a timeout taken by Hudson, their second. We'll stop the clock with 33.6 seconds remaining in the half. 3rd and 5 for the Raiders. Ball on the 10. Rice Lake will get the ball to start the second half, so if Hudson can put some points on the board here, it would certainly help the cause. Obviously, a touchdown would be much more to their liking than just tacking on a field goal at this point because, as I mentioned, Sean, the Warriors won't be kicking field goals tonight. They don't even trust the kicker to kick an extra point.
Well, you've talked about, you know, their lowest output this season was 34 out of 6 games. So, I mean, you know, a field goal still makes it a one-possession game. So you want to punch this one in going into halftime here.
3rd and 5, Danielson came in motion, and we get whistles. We get a flag, and 3rd and 5 is about to become 3rd and 10. Illegal procedure on Hudson.
Well, we talked about the penalties, the penalty problems the last 2 weeks. They've been better overall tonight, but you know, key penalties like that in key situations, that's tough. And time is of the essence.
Rice Lake trying to get somebody on here really quick and hustling off Marquez Clairvaux. 3rd and 10, delayed handoff. Danielson runs through an arm tackle. Danielson is inside the 5. He's got a Hudson first down. It'll be 1st and goal from the 4. Clock momentarily stops with 26.2 remaining. Hudson now with just the 1 timeout left. 1st and goal from the 4. Again, the 3-back formation. Lewis in motion, and again bobbled snap, and Helterbrand is fortunate to be able to pick it up, but he's taken down back at the 8. Tomish the tackle for Rice Lake. And the Raiders will call their 3rd and final timeout here with 16.2 seconds remaining in the half.
We'll talk about dodging a bullet there. You turn it over. You're talking about, well, are you going to get a touchdown or a field goal out of this? You settle for nothing. You're clinging to that 2-point lead against a Rice Lake team that can really pump up the points, but well, you know, you don't have a whole lot of time. 16.2 to go. You're out of timeouts. Rice Lake has their full complement of timeouts, although it's kind of moot at this point. But what do you call here?
You know, you really are going to have to throw the ball into the end zone. So. You have time to do that twice for sure. Potentially, if you do get to a 4th down, you might have a tick left to run 3 plays here. But I'll tell you, John, you know, how do you slow down a high-scoring team? You don't give them the ball.
Right.
And Hudson, time of possession has been tremendous for the Raiders here in this first half. Now, granted, Rice Lake ran a
right.
kickoff back. That certainly helps the cause when it comes to time of possession. But they've been playing a good game of keep away. 2nd and goal from the 8. Straight drop. Helterbrand throws over the middle. It's Carls. Touchdown, Hudson. Boy, kind of helicoptered right there at the goal line. He is able to hang on to it. And the Raiders have their largest lead of the night at 26-18.
The Kaiserbrand, the Helterbrand to Carls connection has just been money all season long. You know, and in a crucial situation like that, of course you're going to go to Carls. And he seals the deal.
Zuli on to attempt the extra point. Bellin gets it down, and Zuli's kick is good. 11.8 seconds remain in the half. It is 27-18. Hudson will be back after this. Squib kick by Zuli. Crawls to the 20, picked up and coming right up the middle again. Another burst and all the way out to the 45. Bennett Puckett, the tackle there, but a fine return by Jamie and Frazier. 7 seconds on the clock. Rice Lake with 3 timeouts and a whole bundle of speed to unleash. Rice Lake has only attempted 1 pass. They've tried to pass a couple of times on the point after conversions, and they've failed to come up with any of them thus far. Buckley runs the option. Pitches it back. This is De'Aris Clairvaux, and he'll step out at the Hudson 44-yard line with 0.6 of a second remaining. Talk about having a clock in your head.
Well, it's a Hail Mary. You know, do you do kind of a hook and ladder? Do you do some kind of a, any kind of trick play, or do you just take a knee? Clearly, they're not in field goal range here. They're going to talk it over.
Timeout, Rice Lake. 0.6 of a second remain to be played in this first half. 27-18, Hudson. And John, you think back about when, at least when I was a kid playing some neighborhood football games, you wouldn't try to add up 6s and 7s. It was just, you score a touchdown, you get a point. Well, Hudson leads this one 4-3 on the playground. But what it does is it really points out the importance of having a solid kicking game, because despite only scoring one more touchdown, they have a 2-possession lead right now. Yeah,
and that's huge, because Rice Lake in the second half, they've proven they can move the football. And the Hudson defense has been pretty solid, but they have multiple weapons out there. I'm looking out here in this homecoming crowd, and, I do apologize here. Again, we did have some technical issues. We kind of had to readjust things on the fly, and I believe we've got everything squared away. And so thank you for having the patience to bear with us here, and hopefully it's smooth sailing for the remainder of this, which is shaping up to be a tremendous game.
The Hudson secondary lines up across the 20-yard line, a full 25 yards off the line of scrimmage. Handoff right up the middle goes to Hubbard. Hubbard with space, going to try to cut it out to the right. And he's taken down at the Hudson 20, and we hit halftime. It's been a great one here in Rice Lake. Hudson leads it 27-18. We'll be back after this. Hubbard on the handoff, and the fullback wrapped up and thrown backwards. Cody Sika comes up off the bottom of the pile. A gain of maybe 2 for Hubbard. Hubbard able to bust off a couple nice runs to keep this Warrior offense moving in the first half. 2nd and 8 Warriors. Tightly packed formation for Rice Lake. Marquez Clairvaux in motion. Buckley runs the option, and he is wrapped up and brought down by Alonzo Madsen. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and 8 Warriors. Hudson defense doing a nice job staying in their lanes on that one. So we'll see what the Warriors have dialed up here on 3rd and 8. They've had a very limited success. Actually, they don't throw the ball much anyway, and when they do, it's usually short into the flat. Let the Clairvaux boys run wild. And nowhere to go. Buckley on the keep, no gain again. So the Hudson defense comes out and stuffs the Warriors to start the second half, and the punt unit coming on for Rice Lake.
Well, when this one's all said and done, Rice Lake is probably going to have punted more in this game than they had in the 6 previous. I can guarantee you that.
Tomish bangs it out of there. That's going to bounce. And it comes completely sideways, and it will be touched down at the Hudson 38-yard line. Downfield to touch that one down, Marquez Clairvaux. He does it all, John. He's been out there defensively. He's got a touchdown in this game for Rice Lake, and special teams to boot.
And again, we do apologize for some issues we had in the first quarter. Really had to scramble with a couple different things here on the road, and hopefully everything will work as it should here for the second half. We can enjoy this tremendous football game we got going here tonight.
And a whistle prior to the snap, and a timeout taken by Rice Lake.
That's surprising.
I think they may have only had 10 on the field, as maybe it was Peyton Buckley a little sheepishly coming onto the field right now. So,
and there's nowhere to hide.
10:07 to play in the third quarter. Warriors, remember this one, folks. Warriors having to burn a timeout to get an 11th defender on the field.
And if this is a close game late in the game, those timeouts you can't get back, and you just, it might come back to haunt you. We'll have to see.
They fake to Miller. Pitch comes, and oh, what a tackle.
Ooh.
Hunter Lutkins was met at the corner by Darius Clairvaux, and Clairvaux takes him down.
There's that name again.
Deep down the middle. Carls goes up for it. Buckley comes down with it. An interception for Peyton Buckley. Just the second interception this season thrown by Helterbrand, but we do have a flag down.
Will this one come back?
And they're pointing toward Rice Lake. The Hudson offense is clapping.
That's what you call dodging a bullet.
A face mask, personal foul on the Warriors, and boy, yeah, you said it perfectly. Raiders dodge one there.
Well, we've talked about how penalties have hurt Hudson. Crucial penalties at crucial times. Some of the Rice Lake faithful voicing their displeasure on that one. Moves that to 1st and 10.
And that will take the ball all the way into Rice Lake territory and give the Raiders a first down. 15-yard mark off. Sends it to the Warrior 48-yard line. Boy, we have seen Hudson go deep. They've run that play several times. Always on first down tonight, too.
Well, they've been airing it out. This Hudson team has thrown the ball more than any other team in the 8 years we've covered this by a wide margin.
Pitch, Sage Lewis at the corner. He is wrapped up and taken down. Marquez Clairvaux again getting it done defensively. He had the opening touchdown for Rice Lake, but drops Lewis here for a 2-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 12 for Hudson.
This Rice Lake defense has shown up better than I thought. This is a defense that's given up a fair amount of points. I mean, it doesn't matter because the offense just outscores them, but they've had some good hard hits tonight.
Carls came in motion, straight keep here for Helterbrand, and Helterbrand darts inside the 45 down to the 43, a gain of about 7. It'll be 3rd and 5 Raiders. Lewis checks out, McDevitt checks in. He'll come wide to the near side. Carl's the slot inside him, Charlie Pierce wide to the far side. With time, over the middle, wide open, Ben Carl's first down to the 30. A stiff arm on Clairvaux, and he steps out of bounds at the Rice Lake 25-yard line. A gain of 18. First down, Hudson.
Love the play call there. Just underneath the coverage. They had to get 5, and they got plenty more. And once again, Carl's, Johnny on the spot, and Helterbrand got it to him.
They fake the sweep. It's Helterbrand, and Helterbrand getting stood up and will finally be spun to the turf, but he is able to gain 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 6. Keith Bleckinger, 6'5", 250-pound junior.
Big boy there.
Finally got him to the turf. Danielson in motion. They fake to Miller. Helterbrand again with time. Throws it toward the end zone, and it goes through the hands of Braden Verbsky. Incomplete, brings up 3rd and 6 for Hudson.
We'll give the Hudson Raider offensive line all the credit in the world. Helterbrand had all day long. The pocket did not collapse, but he's lucky he got away with what could have been an interception, and he caught a break on the previous one with the penalty.
Carls came in motion. Helterbrand swings it out to Carls. He turns upfield at the 15, cuts back inside. He is drilled and driven backwards. The ball came loose, but down on contact was Carlson. He's got enough for another Raider first down as they'll mark it at the 13. A gain of 8 moves the chains once again for Hudson, and the third down offense for the Raiders. Much, much better tonight.
Tremendous. Yeah, they did have some struggles uncharacteristically last week against Menominee and resulted in the loss.
Pitch comes back. Danielson, a flag comes in. I thought I saw a flag as Danielson is to the goal line and just shy, but I'm feeling this one may be coming back.
I like how they're featuring Danielson more in their offensive schemes. He's such a talent on the ground, out of the backfield on pass plays.
And people walking back upfield, so definitely a Hudson penalty. Illegal motion. I believe Lewis was the motion man. Perhaps he turned forward just prior to the snap. 5-yard mark off makes it 1st and 15 for the Raiders. They'll spot it back at the Rice Lake 18-yard line. Handoff Miller, and Miller down to the 16, picks up 2. He ends up in the arms of a Dawson Radloff.
Got a couple score updates I'm going to pass along after this play.
2nd and 14, Hudson. Option, now it's just flipped out and incomplete. They'll say it was flipped ahead. Boy, a funky looking play. We haven't seen that one. Kind of dangerous, and incomplete pass brings up 3rd and 14. And
weren't quite sure if it was an option or a pass on the rollout. Either way, it didn't work. Well, one of those big key 3rd and longs coming up here. We talked about how well they've done converting the 3rd downs. Still sitting on that 2-possession lead.
Rolling Hilterbrand dumps it over the middle. It's Carls. Carls is taken down. He'll be shy of the 1st down as he's taken down at the 6. So the Raiders gain 12, but they need to get the ball inside the 4 for a 1st down. And the offense stays on the field. Already a 2-possession game. The field goal, lengthens it, but does it really help you?
Looks like they're going to talk it over.
They'll talk it over. 6:14 to play in the 3rd quarter. We'll take the timeout as well. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Pug Lund Field in Rice Lake, Wisconsin. Raiders lead at 27-18. They are 4th and 3 from the 6. And they send the offense back out.
Well, Coach Adam Cowles through the years has been one to go for it on 4th, particularly 4th and short, and he's doing it here.
Rolling, Hilterbrand throws toward the corner. It's incomplete. A little too hot for Charlie Pierce to come down with, and Hudson turns it over on downs.
I still like the play call anyway. They have the horses out there. Just didn't happen that time, but you're turning it over. You're still sitting on a 9-point lead, a 2-possession lead. Rice Lake gets the ball deep in their own territory, inside the 10. Your defense has been playing well, forcing this powerful Rice Lake offense to punt multiple times tonight. 6:10 to go. Yeah, it didn't work, but I like the play call anyway.
Rice Lake scored on their first 3 possessions. Since then, it's been a punt, end of the half, and punt. Wonder if they've gone 3 possessions before this season without scoring.
Yeah.
Right up the middle. And a gain out to the 9, so it'll be set up 2nd and 7 here for Rice Lake. They've now run 4 plays this half for a total of just 5 yards. It's almost like somebody flipped a switch. We've got a scoreless third quarter that's already halfway through. Buckley cuts it up. He's got a first down and stretches out to the 20-yard line. That's a gain of 11 for Peyton Buckley and a Rice Lake first down. Boy, he ran right along with Torian Hubbard there. Wasn't sure who was going to end up with that ball when it was all said and done.
It isn't.
First and 10 Warriors from their 21. And Buckley again on the keep, and Buckley fights through a couple tackles. He's got another Rice Lake first down, another gain of 11 out to the 32-yard line. Buckley, who entered the game as the Warriors' leading rusher, kind of silent in the first half, now trying to take matters into his own hands.
This Warrior team fully realizes they're still in this game. Even though they're down 2 scores, they can move the ball.
Buckley again tries to cut back, but this time he is wrapped up. Down low is Madsen. Coming over the top was Cade McDonald. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play.
And big Cade McDonald, the junior, he's had some injury troubles on and off this season, and once he gets healthy and gets locked in there, they're expecting big things out of him. And Madsen, at different times, has just almost dominated defensively.
Yeah. Tightly bunched. Again, it's Buckley on the keeper, and Buckley drives out across the 40s. He'll be shy of the first down, but picks up 8. Makes it 3rd and 1, Rice Lake.
And I would say at this juncture, at this position on the field, you're in 4-down territory if you're Rice Lake too.
Well, a drive that started back at their 6 is already chewed up about 2:20 off the clock. Handoff Hubbard. He's got the first down as he darts out across the 45 to the 47. Needed 1, got 7. And a fresh set of downs for the Warriors. First and 10 from their 47. Temperature down to 41 degrees here in Rice Lake.
He's feeling it.
Dieras Clairvaux on the carry. Takes it into Hudson territory down to the 45-yard line, a gain of 8. First time we've kind of seen that delayed counteraction from that wingback position. Handoff Hubbard, and Hubbard breaks it off the left side for another Warrior first down.
Hubbard slow getting up. He fell a little bit awkwardly, took a couple big-time hits, and he's down.
He tried to get up, and now he does so, but
resilient.
Favoring that right side.
A couple more score updates to pass along here. Menominee is now pulled ahead, increased their lead 14-0 over Superior. That's late in the third quarter. That's over at Williams Stadium. And UW Stout, Menominee looking to stay in first place here in the Big Rivers Conference. Superior fighting for postseason eligibility. Eau Claire Memorial all over Eau Claire North was 33-0 last time we checked. River Falls having a little bit more of a struggle against Chippewa Falls, 21-13. That one late in the third quarter over there.
First and 10 from the 37. Handoff off the right side. This time the ball carrier is Robert Huss. And Huss to the 33 with a gain of 4 for Rice Lake. Nothing fancy here, John, but it has been steady progress. A drive that started back on their 6.
Yeah, and again, nothing no big 30-yard pass play or big run. It's just consistently moving the ball, moving the chains, getting into Hudson territory, and this is Rice Lake football, all right.
And again, it's Huss on the handoff, and Huss drives inside the 30 before he's driven backwards. Quentin Bates in on that tackle as well. Another gain of 4 brings up 3rd and 2 for the Warriors. Nothing fancy, may not be exciting, but
hey, it works.
I'll take 4 yards every play. Huss again, and he's got a first down. Moves the pile down to the Raider 25-yard line. Guess what? Gain of 4.
Yeah.
First down, Rice Lake.
Slowly but surely, methodically, they put a good drive together after Hudson turned it down over to them on downs deep in their own territory.
And this is a drive that has taken better than 4.5 minutes off the clock already. The reverse comes. D'Aris Clairvaux ran through a tackle and gets a gain of 11. That'll move the chains. It'll be 1st and 10 Warriors from the Hudson 15-yard line.
Well, now it's time for the Hudson defense to draw the line in the sand. Sitting on a 9-point lead. We've got 1 minute and change here in the 3rd quarter. If they can hold them to, well, we talked about the kicking game or lack thereof on the part of Rice Lake, so I don't know if a field goal even is an option.
Buckley on the keep, turns it up the middle of the field, and he spins his way inside the 10. He's down to the 7. Gain of 8 for Buckley.
Another update just coming in. River Falls and Chippewa Falls. River Falls has held a slim lead thus far, but they are all knotted up at 21-21 at the end of the 3rd quarter.
Wow.
That would really shake things up if Chippewa Falls is able to pull the upset there.
An audible from the sideline here on 2nd and 2. Fumbled snap. Hudson thinks they may have it. It looked as though Buckley got back on it.
And a scrum there.
And it'll be 3rd down. But a loss on the play back to the 9, so 3rd and we'll call it 4. And certainly 4-down territory as the clock hits zeros. Yep. We are through 3 in Rice Lake. Can you believe it? A scoreless 3rd quarter.
I didn't see that one coming.
27-18 Raiders back after this. Welcome back, folks. 3rd and 4, Warriors inside the Raider 10. Raiders nursing that 27-18 lead. Buckley he did hand it off to Huss, and now the Raiders do think they have it again.
That would be huge if they got it.
It is Raider football.
Got it. That's monster. And the Rice Lake fan base pretty well sold out here. Homecoming on a chilly night here in Puglund Field. Went from ecstatic to quiet.
First turnover of the game, and it goes the Raiders' way. They'll take over 1st and 10 from their 8. So about a 6-minute, a 6-minute, 21-second drive for the Warriors. They move from their own 6 to the Hudson 6.
Yeah.
And come away empty. Dumped, wide open, and dropped by Ben Carls out at the 30.
Oh, what a tough break for Ben Carls, who has had so many tremendous catches this season. He was wide open. You're almost too open.
Yeah.
He's got a 5-step separation from 2 different defenders, and that might go all the way to the house. Oh, he wishes he had that one back.
Instead, 2nd and 10, Hudson from the 8. Hilterbrand out of the backfield. stumbling. Carls has it. Carls across the 20, reaches ahead to the 23-yard line. That's a gain of 15 and a Hudson first down.
Now it's Hudson's turn to put in one of these time-consuming possessions where you're just, moving the ball down the field, running the clock. You have the advantage. You have the 9-point lead, 2 possessions. Sometimes the best defense is a good offense, keeping their offense off the field.
Carls comes in motion. They fake to Miller. Helterbrand follows his blocking off the right side and falls ahead close to the 28-yard line. Gain of 5 for Helterbrand. Sets up 2nd and 5 for Hudson. And you're exactly right, John. That's exactly what the Raiders were able to do in the first half, is just keep the offense on the field for the vast majority of the opening half, built up that lead, and big opportunity here to run clock. 2nd and 5, option right. Helterbrand holds on to it. Boy, Tomish had him and just kind of let him go. And Helterbrand picks up 3 on the plays. We'll see where they spot him out of bounds. It looks like they'll spot it at the 30. So he picks up 2, sets up 3rd and 3 for Hudson.
Do you keep it between the tackles here? Do you do a read option or a quarterback draw, or do you do a play action and try to hit him on a pass play? Carls was so open here just a few plays ago.
They fake to Miller. Helterbrand right up the middle, and he's got a Raider first down. Across the 35 to the 36. The chains move. And once they get reset, the clock will start back up. 10:37 remaining in the 4th. And that clock starts its march again. Helterbrand dump over the middle. It's caught. It'll be another Raider first down out to the 48-yard line. Sage Lewis on the receiving end of that one.
Well, Sage Lewis had that great game. Was it against River Falls? He hasn't seen him a lot, and he's young. He's an underclassman, but he has got some speed and some moves. And nice catch there in traffic, and first down Raiders.
Lewis came in motion. He'll take the option pitch. Lewis into Warrior territory, cuts back, spins, and is taken down at the 32-yard line. That's a gain of 20 and another Raider first down.
And Lewis is coming up big at a crucial time in the game. I don't believe we've seen him at all the last 2 games. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Very, very limited. Yeah. Now this Raider drive started back on their 8. So they have moved it 60 yards so far in quick fashion. Handoff, Miller tries the middle and moves the pile down to about the 30. Give him 3 on the carry. Tell you who's been solid tonight on the left side of that line. Big Dane DeMuth, 6'3", 235, and he's been going up against that load that we talked about earlier. Keith Bleckinger at 6'5", 250.
And holding his own.
Helterbrand on the keep. Not much there. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. It'll be 3rd and 8 here for Hudson, but what it does do is keep that clock moving.
Absolutely. That's at this juncture, that's as key as anything. Sitting on a 9-point lead is just to keep that clock running and maintain possession.
Helterbrand guns at Carls, a juggling catch. He's got it. He's inside the 20 with another Raider first down at the 18.
They're getting into that offensive rhythm consistently that we didn't see last week against Menominee. They had spurts and some good plays here and there, but particularly late in the game when they needed to move the ball, they didn't. I'm seeing a much better consistent offensive effort and flow tonight.
Fresh set it down for the Raiders, 1st and 10, ball on the 18. Option right, pitch. Danielson to the corner. Kind of got tripped up as he got there by Darius Clairvaux. But Danielson, a gain on the play. They'll spot it at the 15. They'll spot it at the 14. A gain of 4 on the play. 2nd and 6, Hudson.
And you want to keep it in bounds. There's no point of going out of bounds at this juncture.
Again, that 3-back set, kind of a triangle around the quarterback. Miller went in motion. In trouble in the backfield, and Helterbrand going to be taken down back at the 20. Tomish was there. Aiden Ferguson, the first one, kind of blowing that play up. Loss of 6 brings up 3rd and 12 for the Raiders.
Another 3rd and long situation. They've done very well on 3rd down tonight.
Straight drop, Helterbrand. Near corner, it's up for grabs. It is incomplete. Dalton had it momentarily. Back defensively that time was Marquez Clairvaux, able to dig it out of there.
Now that's a new interesting twist with Dalton moving to receiver.
Yeah.
The senior captain, he's definitely got the athleticism and speed. Kind of a meet me at the corner pattern, and I wonder if they're going to run that again.
4th and 12. They throw it out near side. It was tipped. It's caught by Danielson. Trying to make a move at the 15. He gets wrapped up, fighting ahead to the 11, and that is going to be short. And the Warriors take over on downs, but once again facing a long field, 89 yards away. And we're down to 7:24 left to play in this ball game.
The clock is the friend of the Hudson Raiders, and it is the enemy of the Rice Lake Warriors right now. They had that long sustained drive and then came up empty as they drove inside the 10-yard line. Hudson didn't get any points out of that drive, but look at the clock, the amount of clock they ate up, and Rice Lake's taking over, deep in their own territory.
Well,
again.
These last 2 drives, first Rice Lake came up empty. Now Hudson comes up empty. About 170 yards of total offense, taking almost an entire quarter off the clock. And no score. As a Raider fan, we'll take it.
We'll take it, you bet.
Handoff and absolutely stuffed on the play. A host of Raiders led by Jonah Becken take Buckley down for no gain.
And again, we do apologize for the technical problems we had in the first half with some bad chords. Seem to have it corrected.
2nd and 10, Rice Lake. Buckley to throw over the middle, but that was well behind the intended receiver, Jamian Frazier. Incomplete, brings up 3rd and 10.
Kind of a miscommunication there.
Well, the quarterback threw to an open area and just didn't have the receiver there in the open area.
This is huge here because even though you're down by 2 scores, 6:45 to go, I just don't think you'd go for it on 4th down yet. That'd be a tough call.
Buckley hands it off, and it's absolutely stuffed on the play. Cody Sika knifes in there. Madsen just had that one blown up from the start. And coming up limping is an offensive lineman, I believe. That's Riley Durand, the injured Warrior player. 4th and 9 coming following this injury timeout. 27-18 Hudson. We're down to 6:28 on the clock. Looking ahead next week, back in Hudson, the old Abes from Eau Claire Memorial will pay us a visit.
And they're coming off a big win, the Battle of Eau Claire. Eau Claire Memorial has won that Battle of Eau Claire, I swear, probably 15 or 16 years in a row, if not longer, and they're rolling on North tonight. But be good to get back home. A lot of homecoming festivities planned all week long, including the parade and the dance and the coronation, a nice halftime performance by the band, and the Raiderettes are sure to be part of the performance next Friday. Looking forward to it. Hopefully the weather is good, and homecoming is always a lot of fun.
Definitely is. So plan on spending your next Friday night with us as well, folks. As yes, for the third time tonight, Warriors line up in punt formation. Tomish gets it out of there. Dalton lets it bounce, and it takes a great Warrior bounce. That will roll all the way down and dead on the 25-yard line. That's what, about a 64-yard punt.
You don't see that in high school a whole lot.
No, you don't. But what it does is it lengthens the field and allows Hudson maybe to kill a little more clock here as we're down to 6:05 left to play. Warriors with just the 2 timeouts remaining, burning one very early in this half.
Let's credit this Hudson defense. Going up against a Rice Lake team, averaging huge yards, huge numbers, and they have risen to the occasion and kept them off the scoreboard.
Yeah, quite frankly, here we are. We played a quarter and a half of the second half, and we're still at our halftime score.
Didn't see that one coming.
And a penalty, a personal foul has been assessed here on Hudson. Not sure what that one's all about, but that's going to take it half the distance to the goal. So Rice Lake punted from their own 11. Hudson will start this drive from their own 12. Pitch comes back. Danielson weaves his way up the sideline and did step out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 22. That's just shy of a first down. Second and short for the Raiders. Second and less than a yard.
You really want to stay in bounds and keep that clock running and force Rice Lake to burn timeouts.
Warrior fans getting on their feet for one of their finest, trying to pump the crowd up and doing a fine job of it. Raiders, however, Hilterbrand is out to the 30 on a gain of 8. Raiders first down. The chains will move.
A couple more score updates I want to pass along. All important games with the four-way tie. Menominee holding on to a 14-6 lead over Superior. 5 minutes left to go over there at Williams Stadium. River Falls has just pulled ahead of Chippewa Falls, 28-21.
Pitch back. Danielson finds its way, and again he steps out of bounds.
Got to stay in bounds.
So that stops the clock at 5:43, and a gain of about 5, I guess 4 on the play. We'll call it second and 6. And those 2 plays out of bounds, you really, costing about 45 seconds here on clock time. Sage Lewis went in motion. Now he goes and resets to the right and comes back in motion. They run the option left. It's going to be Danielson again. Danielson this time cuts it back up the middle. They try to dig it out of there, but Danielson has it wrapped up with both arms at the 38-yard line is where he goes down. 3rd and 2 Hudson.
And again, it's just getting to a situation. They don't need to score. They just need to maintain possession and keep that clock rolling. And there's not a whole lot Rice Lake can do.
Miller in motion, and he'll come back.
No hurry. Hudson's usually the hurry-up offense, but that would be counterproductive at this point.
And now a timeout called by the Raiders as they run the clock down to 4:54 remaining to play, facing 3rd and 2, leading by 9. We'll take the break along with them.
Shoot.
On 3rd and 2, up the middle, that should be enough for a Hudson first down. It's across the 40. Hilterbrand on the keeper. And it is by the length of a football across the 40. Fresh set of downs for Raiders. Big conversion on 3rd down there. The clock winds. We're down to 4:45.
And with each tick of the clock, the Hudson Raiders get one step closer to winning up here in Puglund for the first time in 6 years.
Again, Hilterbrand on the keep and kind of dives over the pile, undercut there that time. As he got to the line of scrimmage by Ferguson. A gain of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 8. Danielson, the deep back. Handoff, Miller sweeping right. Across the 45 to the 46. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll set up 3rd and 4 for Hudson, but the clock continues to run.
At some point, Rice Lake's going to have to think about.
Well, they get some help here from the referees who.
Not sure why we're stopping here.
A Warrior shoe undone, getting that laced back up.
You just explained it.
A little bit Cleve Bleckinger.
Strategic.
Yes, very much so. Under 3.5 to play.
Raiders in no rush to snap that ball.
3rd and a long 4. Danielson to the outside. He's got a first down and runs out of bounds. But he is to the Warrior 43-yard line.
And now, Joe, I'm starting to see the Cole Danielson that we saw the first couple weeks. You know, they're featuring him more. He just didn't get a lot of looks the last 2 games against Menominee and Superior.
Now, it's been an interesting twist and, some good adjustments, a lot of different formations.
Mm-hmm.
They fake to Miller. Hilterbrand cuts inside of Bleckinger, who hangs on and is able to take him down by the ankles. And he comes up holding a hamstring. Looked like Hilterbrand had got to the 40. They'll move it back to the 41. 2nd and 8 coming. Under 2:40 to play. Time-consuming drive that started back on the 13. Hilterbrand again keeps it himself. Off the right side, he's got another Raider first down or very close to it. It looks like he does have enough. They'll spot it at the 32. A gain of 9.
Nothing fancy out there. You know, he's been doing it all season long. These draw plays, read options, just straight sneaks. He's a big kid. He's athletic and fast. You know, until the defense commits itself and proves they can stop it, you just keep running it.
And his drive started with 7:24 remaining on the clock. Another good gain, and now a timeout taken. Timeout, Rice Lake. Their second stops the clock with 2:03 left, but a nice carry, a gain of 7 on the play when we come back from the timeout. 2nd and 3, Hudson.
Menominee looks like they're going to pull out a win here. Superior played them awful tough. 17-6, 2:18 left to go in that one. And that'll keep the Mustangs. If Hudson holds on here, Menominee holds on, and River Falls holds on, we're going to go from a 4-way tie to a 3-way tie with Rice Lake going to Menominee next week.
Go Warriors.
Absolutely. Because, again, just to recap, we talked about this at halftime, the various scenarios. First off, Hudson's got to finish this game out, but let's say they do. Menominee wins, Chippewa Falls wins, or River Falls wins, beating Chippewa Falls. If River Falls loses and it comes down to Hudson and Menominee with the same record, the title goes to Menominee by virtue of head-to-head. Conversely, if Rice Lake beats Menominee and River Falls and Hudson win out, Hudson gets the championship. If they all win out, they're tri-champs.
Second and 3, Lewis goes in motion. Handoff Danielson, cuts it back to the left. The ball comes loose. Boy, they were ripping away at it. And it is Rice Lake football.
Wow.
Well, they did what they needed to do, rip it out of there. And a minute 55 left on the clock, just one timeout. But we have seen it. Rice Lake can score from anywhere on the field at any time, and big Keith Bleckinger is very slow in getting up. He had reached for the hamstring a couple plays ago, and he's favoring the right hamstring.
Your defensive strategy at that point is very straightforward. You got to go for the strip. You're running out of time. You only got one timeout left. You're down by 2 scores. You have to pop that football loose, and somehow, some way, they were able to do it. Now it's up to this Hudson defense, who's played a tremendous second half. Again, Joe, you spoke to the numbers that this Rice Lake offense has put up. They have shut down one of the top offenses in the state in this second half.
Yeah. Buckley to throw, goes deep down the middle, intended for Clairvaux. Dalton almost came down with it. It's incomplete.
Jacob Dalton, the senior captain, he anchors the defensive secondary, him and Asembo out there, among others. I see the red moon right across the way here.
Yeah.
And it is a cold night. There's even been talk of frost tonight, and even some hints of snow coming. It's a little early for that.
Yeah, by a couple of months in my world.
Yeah, no, I hear you there.
Second and 10. They fake the handoff. Rolling is Buckley. Running out of options, and just throws it at the feet of Clairvaux. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 10. We're down to a minute 41 left to play. What is it, Red Moon at night, Sailor's Delight? Or no, it's Red Sky.
Red Sky at night, Sailor's Delight. Red Sky in the morning, Sailor take warning.
Yeah.
Whether that actually holds, I'm not sure. But yeah, I've heard that one.
Nothing about the Red Moon.
No.
No, okay.
Harvest Moon was a good Neil Young song of a few years ago.
3rd and 10, Buckley, and the blitz came, and the blitz takes Buckley down back at the 20, a loss of 6, 4th and 16 Warriors. That was a jailbreak.
Yeah.
Madsen, McDonald, Sika. I think Becken was in there as well. 3rd and final timeout taken by Rice Lake. Comes with a minute 34 left to play.
4th and 15. Hudson stops them here. They just go into the victory formation, and we're out of here. And Rice Lake somehow has got to dial up a 15-yard play. They're going to have to score, convert a successful onside kick, score again. They have proven not to have a kicker. You know, they
right.
Know that's why it's 18, not 21.
Well, those conversions just are such a huge thing. Let's say that Rice Lake converts all 3 of those 2-point conversions. Suddenly you're looking at a 3-point game, and maybe that field goal thing isn't necessarily out of the question. But with a 4th and 15 here, that's first things first.
Okay, now it's up to Asembo and Dalton and Sika and the rest of the guys out there. They shut them down here. They go out of here with the W.
Buckley running away from the pressure, and now it's intercepted as he was going down, and it is walked into the end zone. The pick 6 for Torrin Phillips, and the Raiders put this one away with the defense.
That puts it away with an exclamation point, because that game, the game is over at that point, really, because they turn it over on downs, and Hudson's just going to go in to run the clock out, but.
Well, and credit Buckley for just trying to keep that play alive. I mean, he knew a sack was certainly not what was needed, so try to make something happen there. But again, great pressure from that front line of Hudson. Zulian to attempt the extra point. And his kick is good. Minute 23 left to play in this one. It is 34-18 Raiders. Okay, so there has not been an offensive touchdown in the second half.
No, and who would have thought that? You know, we talked about the offensive prowess, particularly of Rice Lake, and said, well, this is going to be probably a high-scoring game. We talked about the 52-49 game up here some 4 years ago with just under 1,200 yards of offense. You know, Rice Lake coming in, the lowest point total they had in 6 games was 34, in multiple times up into the 50s. But, you know, credit this Hudson defense. They Rice Lake threw a lot of different things at them, and they just held.
I can't figure it out. John, I will raise my hand, and I'll be first in line to say these last 2 weeks have just been baffling to me.
Well,
I thought that we would beat Menominee by double digits. I thought we were in trouble coming up here following the loss to Menominee, and this has been, you know, and we talked about it. It's a gut check game, and they passed this one.
And 2 years ago, that's exactly what did happen. Hudson lost at home to Menominee, and at Monsoon came up here the next week and lost to Rice Lake after winning their first 4.
Short kick is fair caught at the 32-yard line. And Zach Fisher, kind of a heads-up play there, so no time runs off the clock. But now a 3-possession game and no timeouts left for the Warriors. Minute 23 left on that clock. And we'll see if Dan Hill tries to keep things opened up, or if they'll just simply run the rest of this game out. Looks like they're going to spread things out here on first down, work out of the shotgun. 2 receivers near side.
Which is not their offense at all. But what do? You're forced into it.
Buckley in trouble again, able to run away from Becken. And then goes down in front of Torrin Phillips. Another loss on the play, this time back to the 28, a loss of 5. Boy, Madsen, McDonald have just forced him out of that pocket anytime he has tried to drop back and pass. Here it comes again. Sika nearly got there. That pass sails over the head of Braden Verbsky, incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 15.
Seeing some nice sportsmanship up there by Hudson, you know, helping your opponent up. I mean, this game is, for all intents and purposes, is over.
And that, you know, and I've seen that out of both teams. It's, you know, a lot of respect. I know the coaches know each other, really respect one another, and it's, you know, it helps make this such a good rivalry.
Absolutely.
3rd and 15, the option pitch comes out. And Hubbard is wrapped up and dropped. Credit the tackle to Max Reynolds that time. And it's 4th down. And
I'm just happy we somehow, some way, miraculously solved our technical problems that unexpectedly sunk us for part of the first half. And I do apologize for that. We did figure out a way to get it fixed.
You know, a broken play there, and Buckley had no options left after I think the running back went the wrong way on him. Bates finished him off. Hudson wraps this one up. The clock does stop with 2 seconds left, so they will have to snap it once to bring this game to a close. Although the team seem intent on lining up at the midfield stripe. And we'll see. Well, now the offense and defense do come out. And we'll actually add a little bit of time to the clock. But it makes no difference. Hudson just has to snap it as they put 12 seconds on the clock.
12 seconds. Oh, we went from 2 to 12. Right now, everybody's pretty well frozen. It's a cold night.
Hilterbrand kneels it down, and the Hudson Raiders knock off the Rice Lake Warriors here this evening, 34-18 your final score. Raiders improved to 6-1, 4-1 in the conference. The loss drops the Rice Lake Warriors to 3-2 in the conference, 5-2 overall. And John, we've got some postseason football ahead of us.
Absolutely, and it's kind of been a foregone conclusion, at least the way I was looking at it, that Hudson is going to go to the postseason. But we can talk about this a little bit here in closing. I'm looking for an update, some finals that are coming in, but I do believe River Falls kind of took over late and did finish off Chippewa Falls 34-21. Eau Claire Memorial beat Eau Claire North 33-8. And Menominee, I believe that game is, if it isn't final, it very soon will be, is going to come out with a 17-6 win over Superior. And I believe if that doesn't eliminate Superior, it puts a pretty hard dent in their postseason eligibility aspirations. So when it's all said and done and all sorted out, we've got 3 teams atop the Big Rivers Conference, and they've all kind of taken turns beating each other. Hudson has beat River Falls has beat Menominee, Menominee's beaten Hudson. So it's a tri-champ scenario right now with 2 weeks to go. Right now, if you're a Hudson fan, next week you're a Rice Lake Warrior fan. Because if this Rice Lake team goes in and is able to beat Menominee, and if Hudson can then win their last 2 games, and they end up tied with River Falls, they would get it by virtue of the head-to-head win.
A great gut check game and a great victory here tonight for Hudson, bouncing back from that loss to Menominee last week. And, you talked about a little bit, John, just how dominant the defense was up in Superior, and really for a vast majority of the game last week against Menominee. But they really proved themselves worthy tonight against a Rice Lake team that was lighting it up week in and week out for 6 weeks. They shut them out completely in the second half, and in fact, the defense puts up 7 on the board here in the second half for Hudson. The only points in the second half come from the Hudson defense.
Yeah, I mean, and Rice Lake's defense really hung in there against a very good Hudson offense too, and both teams had opportunities to score in the red zone, were unable to do so. Some key turnovers. Hudson caught a break when an interception was called back on a personal foul. Rice Lake, that was one of the turning points of the second half. So I got a very exuberant Rice Lake fan out there. I'm doing something. I'm not sure what that's all about, but anytime you can beat a good quality team on the road, you'll take it. We've done Hudson football for 8 years, and with both Rice Lake and Menominee, we're 4-4. Everybody else, we have huge records again. We're 8-0 against River Falls, 8-0 against Eau Claire North, 5-2 against Eau Claire Memorial, 6-2 against Superior, 6-1 against Chippewa Falls. But these rivalry games with Rice Lake and Menominee, it's been a wash. Each team has had their key victories and a lot of close competitive games. This game was a lot closer than that 34-18 score is going to reflect because of the late defensive touchdown there. It was anyone's game at halftime, but we'll take it. And, onward and upward back home next week against an Eau Claire Memorial team that's beatable. But that doesn't mean you're just going to show up and beat them.
I'll play the game.
And Coach Cowles, he's one of the best there is, and his staff, they're going to remind that. I know it's homecoming. I know Eau Claire Memorial is going to come in with a losing record. And I know we went on and beat a Rice Lake team on the road, but we have to concentrate on Eau Claire Memorial. You savor this over the weekend. You go back to work next week and be good to get back home for homecoming.
I hope that you can join us again next Friday night when we are back at home hosting the Old Abe's from Eau Claire Memorial. 7 o'clock kickoff time next Friday night. Hudson and the Old Abe's right here on HudsonBroadcast.com as well as the River Channel. And now for our cameraman John Reed and for John Wecken, my name is Joe Moore. Raiders win it tonight, 34-18 your final. Good night, everybody.